Shalom. Good morning. You might not be able to see me on my morning walk, um, but I just want you to hear me. So let me know if you can hear me, and I'll proceed. I'm up this morning, and I am researching for my our family's asthma awareness foundation, which is called the Hive. May is Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month. Um, it maybe Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month. Every day I'm aware of what asthma and allergies can do. And as I'm researching, um, I am finding some very pertinent information and also disheartening information because we have been under the delusion and illusion that healthcare and our doctors and scientists and our community, people aren't aware of what it is they're doing, even Senate, even Congress. And so the question when I look at all these statistics is why? Why? We're number one in asthma. We're number one in diabetes. We're number one in heart disease. We're number one in preterm birth, low birth weight. We're number one in SIDS. Our children die of SIDS. We're number one in autism, mental illness. Out of all other nations and races, nationalities in America, we are number one. We're leading statistically in prisons. We're leading statistically in teenage births. We lead all in all of these things. Okay, just let me lay the foundation. Why? So my mind, being the mind that is the way that it thinks, why? Why? And everything that's detrimental to our health, we lead in that, right? And stay with me because with this asthma awareness, with the platform I've been given, I've been asked to speak at a preterm, um, it's called Ayala, but it's for preterm births, and to speak to the first cohorts of graduates and given a platform. And as I'm researching again, why keeps coming up? Well, platforms are made for you to stand on and to showcase. So I will address these things, but also been given an opportunity to turn on some lights. Just drop a seed. Not here to convert. I'm just here to facilitate and make you think. Again, why? Why is it? Why do the nations conspire against Israel? Why do they rise up? Why do the kings of the earth rise up against a specific people? Well, if we're number one in everything detrimental, it must also mean that we're number one in everything that's instrumental to our nation, to our community, to society. But to continue to have power, I have to um, I have to disengage the one or unplug the ones who are really the source of all power from their creator. So here we go. With food, they've done it because in slavery, they caused us to eat the abominations. They gave us little gods, demigods, idols to worship, and said that they were gods. Pictures of Caesar Borgia and all the saints who were really, the Mary and the baby, the Madonna, was really Tammuz and um, Astaroth, and all of the things just concealed them. And so, again, why? So it just reminds me of all the damnable deeds that have been done to those coming out of the land of Egypt and on their way to Canaan. Because yeah, we are in captivity. We came from our lands, we ran out of our land, and we're here in a land of our captivity. People don't want to believe it because they watch the NFL draft, the NBA, the Major League Baseball draft. Look at the people that they're drafting. Number one in sports, athleticism, power, might, strength. but they have their minds. So I was reading the Willie Lynch letter last night and compared horses and niggas. I don't like the word, but that was the term in the same um, in the same category. And what was basically said is you beat the strongest man beating to an inch of his life, or if he's resisting, just killing, strip him naked in front of the whole plantation and allow them to see that they don't have any protection. Now they're solely dependent on you for protection, food, um, emotional support, whatever that would have been, because I don't know how in the world um, you look at your oppressor as kind, but we have. And then you break the woman and you make her weak and dependent. And what happens is, so then she will break the child. And don't worry about the first generation, but watch the generations to come. Okay, said it could last up to 300 years. Well, I'm looking at the effects of it. Because again, now we trust in the CDC, the government, healthcare communities. When I was looking at um, what corporations participated in slavery, first of all the boats coming over here to the New World were corporations looking for a free enterprise. And they came with free labor. And then they made us think that the word said that a good slave obeys his master, and oh, you're supposed to do this, this, and that. But the word said that a workman is worthy of his hire. And even if you were in slavery in captivity, 7 years was the length of time that you were to have to pay or be in servitude. And then you were to be released and with restitution. So they tell us they give us restitution, but they've released us and lied and give us land or made us sharecrop. And then when they did give us land, they tricked us or killed us or took the deeds, burnt the deeds, conspiring. Um, Now, let's fast forward because we know what happened out of slavery. We built colleges, we built schools. Now, you look at the Tuskegee, you look at the fact that our oppressors and our enemies know more about our molecular composition. They know more about our scientifically about how our brains work. They know how we are designed, how we think, how we move, what motivates us, what makes us sick. They know how to keep our Elohim mad at us. And we trust this. And ignorance is bliss because we don't study, we don't even know ourselves. How dare you allow your enemy to know more about you than you know about yourself? So again, looking at these statistics and these rates, because um, I was a young mother with a daughter with asthma, ignorant to the fact of all of the components around me were designed to kill my child and myself. Um, Only 3% of us, 3.5% of the cargo that left Africa got here. Most of them were dropped off in the Caribbean, Brazil, and the islands because one, maybe revolts. Two, some were too sick to keep going. Three, just they saw land and people thriving, and so they see resources. What do? They go to where the resources are and rape and kill the land and take the people and do what they want to do in the name of branding and corporation and good old labeling it yours. Um, so with that being said, these boats coming over and these corporations they created, a lot of the corporations are healthcare corporations which participated in slavery. Center for Disease Control, I consider it, and I know it to be true now, the Center for Population Control, because when a child is born, when the child nurses, the mom has colostrum that has all of the components to um, fight off illness. It's like antibodies, allergens. And then you tell me to inject my child with something foreign that's man-made. I keep seeing this whole thing. Man-made things are not better than what Yah has made. Watching them now here. We wonder why we're vitamin D deficient because they chlorinate our water, which kills the natural minerals. We need magnesium from the water to absorb vitamin D. Black people are mostly Black and melanated people are vitamin D deficient, although we are in the sun. I get out in the sun, but I'm still vitamin D deficient because the water lacks magnesium. They know how to kill us. So why are we leading and everything? Because ignorance isn't bliss. Ignorance is dangerous. We don't know our word. We don't know our history. We don't know ourselves. We have to. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams and their deepest and earnest prayers. We are in a day and age where we can see the manifestation of the prayers of technology, of the things that have been hidden are being revealed, and we continue to remain ignorant. And so I might sound like I'm on a rant this morning because I am very passionate about the fact that understanding who you are, where you came from is so important. It is much more important than prestige and power and position. Because when you know who you are, you in position. Can't nobody take what's in your head. So why do they conspire against us? Because as any other nation, if any other nation had been treated like we've been treated, babies raped, murdered, women murdered, men slaughtered, effeminized and emasculated and castrated and made to breed with anybody and everybody, they mix them up. Any other nation would be furious, and when they united, they would fight their oppressors with a vengeance. And no, we are equipped. We understand, and I'm not trying to start a revolt, so don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, pen is mightier than the sword, and knowledge is more worth more than silver and gold, and your word. And when you know better, you do better. And what has happened to us, we know better, and we digress and become weaker and simpler and more feeble-minded because we allow our oppressors to pacify us with monetary things. NFL players, NBA players, Oprahs, media, all the areas where we have the opportunity to have a platform to say something, we allow monetary things to shut us up because truth is truth. And we have five senses and it's observational. We have been oppressed and they have conspired against us because they know that they feel like if we unite, not only will we take back what's ours, but that we would mistreat them like they mistreated us. But it's something magnificent about the Eastern Hebraic people who really are Yah's chosen nation and people. When we're in sync and in tune with what the word says, what the Father says, we understand how to fight. And it's not with ignorance. It is with, it's strategic and it's with great counsel. And we've seen it in days before, and it'll happen in days to come when we unite and become obedient. That we don't even have to fight, they destroy themselves. So we should get off of these tangents where we want to fight and bring undeserved and undesired attention to our knowledge of our Hebraic roots. Stay on the task at hand. Wake up. And I consider it an honor, although I keep saying my daughter and my granddaughter being buried in the ground are seeds, and their lives have to bear fruit. Because Yah gave this assignment to the right mother, a passionate mother, and one whose desire is to not see another mother or family have to go through the pain and trauma that we're experiencing. And for the lack of awareness, my baby carried a nebulizer around in her purse. We thought that was the norm because she's had asthma ever since she was 6 months old. We didn't think anything of it. Just take your pump, do this. But had to fight for the nebulizer, had to fight for a referral to go see an allergist, had to fight to be referred out. And then usually when you fight, by the time they do refer you out, it's too late. Again, why do they conspire? Because they consider our lives nothing, but they're also afraid of the power that we possess when we unite and when we know. I just wanted to put that on your mind this morning because it was all in my spirit. I had to get it out. And I even had to just get out here and meditate and walk because as I continue to look at these numbers all the way around the board in everything we leave in the in the demographics of um, poverty, statistics are created to show and prove what they want them to prove. But you know what they do in showing you the statistics? They leave themselves wide open for the why. So today, if nothing else, when you see something, when you read something, ask yourself why and start to look because ignorance is not bliss. Shalom and have a blessed day.